New home sales are rebounding, but builders are still wary. Let's talk about it on Today in Mortgages. Hey, what's up, dreammakers? Welcome back to the show. We're talking about what's real, what's hype, and what you should actually be paying attention to out there in the world of mortgage and real estate news. One thing I'm paying attention to is Rich Jefferson. He's here with me. How are you doing?
I'm good, Michael. Thank you.
Oh, good. Well, we always like to pay attention to what you're saying because you bring the good information here inside the network, and we like to share that with our audience here on Today in Mortgages. And today we're looking at new home sales. There's an article that we found here in Zillow at Zillow.com. It says new home sales rebounded more than expected in July. And so, top level, Rich, I just kind of want to walk through what those numbers were and what this news means. So, tell us what this article is telling us about new home sales.
Well, builders have been aggressive. They've been discounting, they've been buying down interest rates, they've been discounting the property, throwing in tons of upgrades because there's some inventory. And so that's why you saw that big bump in sales, which is great news. You know, July, August, end of summer, kids are getting ready to go into school, families want to be in homes. It's not surprising that new home sales rose in July. I mean, that's a lot of the sales that are happening now because there's limited existing home inventory. They're buying new builds, and new builds they sell in July and August.
Yeah, and I'll give you some of the stats here for the audience. It says there were 739,000 new single family home sales nationwide in July, and that was up 10% plus from a revised June rate. And so that's good news. The median price of these new houses was around $430,000. So high dollar amount there for a new build, maybe out in the suburbs, but good that these have been moving. And Rich, like you said, builders have been offering some of these incentives. Obviously, in the summer months is a popular time to move and buy, and that's helped move that inventory. But Rich, in contrast, we have this other article that I want to highlight today. We're doing two articles, big day. It's from Market Watch, and it says new home construction plunges to lowest level since May 2020. But Rich, I want to talk about kind of the future outlook for home builders. You said they've been really aggressive in moving that inventory. Tell me about new inventory coming online and why that might not be picking up as much as everyone really hopes.
It's typical seasonal stuff. I mean, the stuff that the permits that are being filed today are likely going to be built at the beginning or move in ready at the beginning of 2025. Things slow up towards the winter months. It's not surprising that building permits are down. Builders want to move their inventory that they have now. Now they're queued up to still deliver a bunch of new homes every month, September, October, November, December. They want to sell all that stuff, but they're already started. Permits were filed long ago. And so things are starting to happen. But Michael, it's very expensive for a builder right now. Now keep in mind, interest rates are up for everybody. So builders have to borrow to finance everything they need to build that home because most of the homes that are being uh, new homes that are being bought today are builders that they build them then sell them. They're not construction loan buyers. So the builder's carrying it all, and it's expensive for a builder today.
So, Rich, you talked about financing, you talked about seasonal stuff. Are there other reasons that we might not be seeing, the home construction? You and I have talked a lot about how, builders should be bullish because there's so much demand out there, but we know, that demand might not actually translate to actual buyers who can afford to get into these homes. Maybe that's part of it. What do you think?
Of course. Yeah. I mean, for a builder, there's like we said on Tuesday, like the average new home is selling for like $460,000. So that's a lot of money for a lot of people, especially some of these young buyers coming into the market um, at, at these interest rates. I mean, even at 4% interest rate, that's a lot of money. So you're limited to the buyers that can come out and they just don't want to. It's so expensive to have a home, an inventory home sit. So what they want is those homes to move quickly, and that's what they do. They build them slower, they sell them earlier, so that they know they're wrapped up by the time they're done and have an occupancy cert ready to go.
Yeah, and it highlights that in this article and talking about kind of some of those delays, and obviously the biggest one being concerns about interest rates, not only for the builders to borrow to build those homes, but obviously for the buyers to finance those homes and move into them. And so the quote I pulled out here was, despite today's miss and the recent soft patch for starts, the outlook for home building is looking a bit brighter with interest rate relief on the horizon. So that's good news. And I think we're kind of seeing a lot of that just sentiment and anecdotal evidence in the marketplace right now. So Rich, I know you're bullish right now on the market. We're excited about some things here happening within the network. But generally, speaking of new home builds, what's your prognosis on the market right now?
I mean, I think I've said in previous episodes, I'd love to be a builder right now because the outlook looks great for them. We need homes, and we rely on those builders to build these homes because there's only so many existing homes, and we have all these young buyers coming into the market. Just they need housing. So it's happening. It's going to be great run for builders over the next 10, 12 years. And as interest rates come down, it's just going to get better and better for them.
And
Not to mention, our presidential candidates are proposing a lot of different things, right? They're trying to ease regulations, make it easier for builders, free up maybe some federal land that's owned for builders to build on. So there's a lot of proposals that may even make it better for builders over the next 10 years.
Yeah, this is definitely a bipartisan issue that both sides are leaning into, and hopefully that spells good news for the future of new home builds, because there's definitely a huge need. Well, Rich, thank you so much for walking us through these two articles, kind of contrasting information, but really, if you dig into them, pointing to the same results, that although things might be a little slow now, we have a good outlook for the future. So thanks so much for giving us that information. If you guys are interested in getting more detailed market analysis like this every day, and you want to learn more about being a part of the best network in mortgages, click the Grow link below. We'll get you all the information you need to know about network funding and how to get pro advice, pro coaching like this every day from the network. So, Rich, any final words you have on this before we sign off?
It's looking up for builders. As interest rates continue to come down, it's just going to get better and better for them. So I'm excited because our builder partners are excited.
Yeah, it's looking up for builders, and that means it's looking up for us. And most of all, it's looking up for the buyers out there who really want to get into the market. So we're excited about that, and we're excited about extending that American dream to people who want to get there. So thanks so much for joining us today, Rich. Thanks everyone out there for watching and listening wherever you are. We appreciate you, and we will see you next time on Today in Mortgages. Mortgages is produced by Network Funding LP, which is an equal housing lender, NMLS 2297. The content of this program is meant to be a commentary on mortgage and real estate news, and any discussion of rates and/or products should not be taken as an individual mortgage or home buying advice or pricing estimates. And any commentary on this show should not be considered a promise to make a loan. All applicants for a loan must qualify, and you should consult a professional regarding your individual loan scenarios for your financial situation. Visit our website at nflp.com/licenses for all state licensing and other legal information.